Hello and welcome to another episode of Blue Alpine TV. In today's episode, we will talk about what India thinks about cryptocurrencies, what the US is planning in terms of cryptocurrency regulation, and we'll look at a small startup from Austria who has successfully transacted a transaction on the Lightning Network via Bitcoin. Now, before we jump into the news stories, obviously we've crossed quite a low, so we crossed 9,000, and to be exact, we're looking at the live price right now, 8.8 thousand US dollars in price. This has been the lowest for quite a while. And if you remember what I said in the last previous episodes, 8,500 is the barrier that we're waiting to cross. It could even go down to 7.5 or 7. And depending on what exactly the market will do, obviously you need to adjust your actions. Now, in our case, we're still thinking that this is temporary. And as I speak, obviously the numbers goes down. So let's switch back to CoinMarketCap. These numbers will be temporary. We think that there is a lot of uncertainty, a lot of doubt in the markets regarding different countries banning or regulating cryptocurrencies. Now that's the official version. The unofficial one is also that Bitcoin, other cryptocurrencies are artificially being pressed down in terms of price so that the big players can actually enter and build up their portfolios. This could also be a reason. In any case, it shouldn't really make your decision or investment decision any different. If you believe in the coins that we generally talk about here or that we do reports on, you should invest in them, into them in terms of long term, with a long term horizon. And so the price action shouldn't bother you too much because you're in it for a longer term. Now, let's jump right into, and this is crazy, it just dropped to 8.7. So we'll probably by the end of the episode, maybe even cross the 8.5K. Let's jump right into the first news story. So India's finance minister strikes stern tone on cryptos in budget speech. India has a couple of weeks ago has come out and has said that the government's position is clear. We don't recognize this as legal currency as of now. That was a while ago, and he said that in a committee. And as of now, or per transcript from the meeting they had, it says now the government will explore the use of blockchain technology proactively for ushering in a digital economy. Now, obviously, statements like these will cause the price to drop extremely. So if India, South Korea, China, all of these big markets and important markets talk about banning cryptocurrencies or declaring Bitcoin or something like Bitcoin illegal, this is going to put fear in a lot of people, and those people will start to sell off their coins, and that will cause a strong drop off in price. Now, what I think is really interesting here is that they always make this, the statements that come from the governments are always a bit hidden in terms of meaning. So although it says position is clear, we don't recognize this as a legal currency, and then they always say as of now or for now, or we still have to declare it, or we still have to talk about it. All of these things, like there are small words in these sentences where you can really see that the governments or the committees are not even that sure on what will happen with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general. So what they basically do is put themselves into a place and position where they can say, well, we said as of now, so right now we just changed our mind and we think cryptocurrencies are amazing. So without putting them into the corner, they can talk themselves out of it without problems. And on the other hand, there's also there are always plans from governments, from organizations to actually explore blockchain, because blockchain as a technology is quite interesting for such broad use cases. But obviously the governments and big organizations, the banks, insurance companies, all of these companies, they want to keep some kind of control in these in these cryptocurrencies. So they are not necessarily entirely invested into the idea of having a decentralized system, because with decentralized systems you will lose some kind of control. And obviously there are profits or certain political intentions there that will keep governments from supporting entirely decentralized cryptocurrencies. So this is also one of the reasons why the price is dropping. We're hearing these stories left and right. There is also this Tether story from the US, which has been subpoenaed, I think 3 months ago. And these are slowly but surely coming out now. Now, why now? Because the price is already in a downfall. And if another country and another country and another organization and another bank or something is coming out and saying, well, we declare this illegal, or we don't see this as the future, the price will just keep on going down. Now, one goal of the governments and organizations could be simply to kill Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, although I think this is very unlikely. And the other more likely position they are in is probably understand blockchain technology, understand cryptocurrencies, understand Bitcoin, maybe even buy some, hold some, build their portfolios up, and based on that make their next move in trying to bring some kind of control back into the system for them. So this will definitely stay interesting. I think as the price, we just dropped below 8.7, close. So as the price will come down even further, these news stories will pile up. So it could be that tomorrow or the next few days we'll hear a lot from European countries, although the European countries were already crying for regulation. And one of the big countries that everyone is looking at currently is the US. So the US has organized a dedicated hearing for next week that is 100% focused on crypto. So the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, and the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, the CFTC, will meet to discuss what an advance notice describes as their oversight rule as the industry becomes an increasingly prioritized focus of lawmakers around the world. So the US is playing quite a key role here. So depending on what the US and South Korea, China, all of these big countries that are big in cryptocurrencies will decide, this will probably decide a majority of the fate of the different cryptocurrencies. As these prices are dropping, the legal framework gets built, and as soon as the legal framework is built, the prices will rise again, but within that framework. I don't think that's necessarily something bad. I think it is necessary. It is necessary mainly to get the big masses into cryptocurrencies. And I think as cryptocurrency fans and believers in the technology, I think this is exactly what we want. We want the big masses to adopt cryptocurrencies. Which cryptocurrency will win in the end, this will all have to decide for ourselves. But in the end, it is important that the entire world will adopt a system where cryptocurrencies can really thrive and grow. The last news story of today was actually pretty cool. An Austrian startup completes first Lightning transaction on a Bitcoin ATM. So Coinfinity is a company from Austria, this startup, and they have built and distributed some ATMs around Austria. And what they do, and they explain it in the video, although it's in German, is how they completed the first off-chain Bitcoin ATM transaction across the Lightning Network. Now, we will do probably a separate episode on the Lightning Network and what exactly it means, but here we have some notes here. The second layer Lightning Network will allow users to make transactions through off-chain payment channels. Lightning Network transactions settle nearly instantaneously and can be executed for extremely low fees, which proponents will enable Bitcoin to once again become a viable payment system for small value transactions. Now, the problem currently with Bitcoin is that the transaction fees are quite high, although right now it's quite good. But generally, when the price was rising and when there was a lot of hype around Bitcoin, the problem was basically that the transaction fees went quite high. The network got congested in a way that a transaction could take multiple hours to confirm, to verify, and all of these things, which really would make Bitcoin as a payment method really unusable. Because if you, let's say, go to Starbucks or go to a grocery store, if you want to pay with Bitcoin, the idea is that you pay instantly and the cashier receives the money instantly as well. And this is, I think, why we all are super excited about cryptocurrencies. It has this instantaneous effect. It has these low fees. It is a direct people or peer-to-peer, person-to-person, or all of these things that we believe that cryptocurrencies will make the number one, be it in the financial world, the number one system, or in any other worlds or parts of the world as well. So this is, I think, really exciting. Like I said, I will probably do a separate episode on the Lightning Network. What I also thought was interesting is the main Lightning Network already has 395 nodes and approximately 1,000 open payment channels. Now, compared to Bitcoin Cash, which is currently, I think, the fourth largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, has 1,197 active nodes on the network. So almost, 3 times more than Bitcoin with the Lightning Network. But I think this is quite doable to get to a number of nodes that will make Bitcoin with the Lightning Network interesting again. So definitely keep an eye on this. We will update you if we hear more about the Lightning Network news stories. And with that, we'll jump right slowly back to the price. Same price, didn't cross the 8.5, but maybe we'll cross it today, maybe tomorrow, maybe we'll never cross it. We still believe that you should do the research based on the coins, not just the Bitcoin price. Look at these different coins, read our research reports, and based on that, maybe now is a good time to move into certain coins that you believe in will, in long term, with a long-term horizon, actually grow again. So look through our reports and let us know in the comments what you think. Make sure to like and subscribe. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you tomorrow.